Now, she is prepared to take drastic and violent action against Graham Foster. These desperate choices show just how far she is willing to go. Her panic stems from her belief that Joe was responsible for leaving her former husband, Billy Fletcher, with a serious brain injury, and she is frightened by what she thinks he has done. However, that assumption is completely wrong. Billy had also accepted the same story after Caleb Milligan convinced him that Joe was behind the attack. He eventually discovered that Kev Townsend was actually the person who caused his head injury, but he chose not to reveal the truth to Dawn. Instead, Billy suggested that he and Dawn escape to Spain, with Caleb supporting the idea. Caleb is determined to bring Joe down, while making sure he does not have to carry out the dirty work himself. Dawn needed little encouragement, as she had already considered leaving Joe after discovering just how dangerous he could be. Although Joe previously managed to convince her to stay, she is now ready to walk away. Caleb was furious when he discovered that Billy had withdrawn the police complaint against Joe over the depot attack. However, his mood changed when Billy explained his new plan to ruin Joe's life instead. Caleb then shared the idea with Ruby Milligan, who supported the scheme. She also warned him that Dawn must never be discovered if they wanted the plan to succeed. Her warning hints at much darker events ahead. When the wedding day finally arrives, Graham attempts to reassure Joe that everything will work out. However, the forced expression on his face suggests otherwise. Dawn is extremely tense as her escape plan begins taking shape. Matters become even harder when Kim returns, making it much more complicated for Dawn to cause chaos in Joe's life. She draws strength from memories of her father as she tries to overcome her guilt and keep Kim away. Meanwhile, Billy struggles with his own conscience because he knows Dawn's decision could change completely if she discovers that Joe was never responsible for his injuries. However, neither Dawn nor Billy had anticipated Lucas becoming involved. Graham becomes suspicious and carefully questions Lucas, eventually getting him to reveal the escape plan. Graham now realizes that he has an opportunity to stop everything before it goes any further. He later finds Dawn outside the stables, loading luggage into the car while speaking to Billy on the phone. Graham is stunned by what she is doing, but Dawn insists that Joe is dangerous and that she has no choice but to protect herself. Graham then raises a troubling question. If Billy was attacked from behind, how could he possibly know that Joe was the person who hit him? The question leaves Dawn shaken, because she realizes Graham may have uncovered a major flaw in her understanding of what happened. As actress Olivia Bromley explained, the revelation completely changes Dawn's situation, because she still has deep feelings for Joe and does not truly want to leave him. However, Dawn has no time to properly process Graham's warning. Her fear and desperation take over when Graham attempts to grab her keys. She picks up a shovel and strikes him across the head. With Graham incapacitated, Dawn sees her opportunity to flee. She ties him up and quickly heads towards the road, but with promotional footage appearing to show Dawn dressed for a funeral, the big question remains: will Dawn and Billy actually manage to escape alive? Emmerdale Star reveals Serena and DS Ramsden's secret connection as their Tate plan unfolds. Serena Sugden and DS Thea Ramsden have a much stronger connection than viewers initially realized, as the pair secretly work together on a scheme targeting the Tate family. Monday's episode confirmed that the two women are close allies and are joining forces against Kim Tate. Serena's actress, Casey Al-Shaksi, has teased what viewers can expect next, hinting that the storyline will take several surprising and dramatic turns, while revealing more about their relationship. Although she kept quiet about the exact reason behind their campaign against the Tates, Casey made it clear that Monday's developments are only the beginning of a much larger storyline. The episode revealed that Serena and Thea have been far closer than they previously allowed anyone to believe. Casey explained that the women are best friends and confirmed that Thea is the mysterious person Serena has been secretly working for. Serena recently broke into Home Farm in search of damaging information about the Tates, and it was Thea who had been communicating with her during those scenes. The episode had already dropped clues about their secret arrangement when Thea reminded Serena that they needed to concentrate on their mission and remember why they had come to the village. Thea is particularly determined to uncover information about Kim and wants Serena to find evidence that could eventually bring her down. This raises an obvious question. What does Thea really want from Kim and the rest of the Tate family? And why is Serena willing to put herself at risk to help her? It appears the pair are working towards Kim's downfall, while Thea's determination suggests this may be part of a plan that has been developing for quite some time. With Thea working as a detective and Serena having previously been connected to the police, viewers may wonder whether they are attempting to expose the Tates' crimes and ultimately see them punished. There is also the possibility that someone else could be involved in their secret operation. Casey described Serena and Thea's friendship as a familiar and believable relationship, explaining that they share the kind of close bond viewers could recognize from real life. She also teased that the storyline will eventually lead to something particularly exciting, suggesting that Serena will remain deeply involved in several different plots. According to the actress, the upcoming developments will be both dramatic and intriguing, with the current events marking only the beginning. While discussing the storyline, Casey revealed more about how Serena became involved with Thea's mission. She explained that the mysterious person Serena had been messaging was actually Thea, and that the pair share an extremely close friendship. Serena originally traveled to the village, hoping to reconnect with her family and strengthen those relationships. However, after telling her closest friend that she was heading to Emmerdale, Thea saw an opportunity to ask Serena for a favor. As Serena deals with the complications surrounding her own life and family, she is also secretly helping her friend by gathering information and carrying out tasks on her behalf. The exact reason behind their mission remains hidden for now, but it is clear that Serena and Thea's secret plan could have major consequences for the Tates. Charity's nightmare deepens in Emmerdale as she tells another lie about Dr. Todd. Charity Dingle is prepared to keep lying if it means protecting Sarah Sugden, even as the situation around them becomes increasingly dangerous. Sarah recently caused the death of Dr. Caitlin Todd after discovering the confrontation between the doctor and Charity. She pushed the surgeon while trying to defend herself and her grandmother, causing Caitlin to fall and fatally strike her head against a table. Soon after the incident, Serena Sugden helped Sarah and Charity put together a false version of events. DS Ramsden later arrived and took Charity away for questioning, after Charity claimed that she had been responsible for Caitlin's death. Charity was eventually released and returned to the Woolpack with Sarah. However, their family members immediately began asking difficult questions about what had happened. Cain Dingle became especially suspicious because he knew Charity would normally contact the emergency services rather than simply walk away from such a serious situation. Unable to cope with the pressure, Charity eventually made a shocking claim to her family, saying that Dr. Todd had sexually assaulted her. The revelation left everyone stunned, but Mackenzie Boyd remained unconvinced. He was already certain that Charity had not told him everything, and suspected that another secret was being kept from him. Charity pushed Mac away and expressed her disappointment that he did not appear to believe or support her. However, Mackenzie could not shake the doubts he had developed. In the latest episode, he confronted Charity and claimed that he had finally worked out what had really happened. Mackenzie then revealed that he believed Charity had deliberately killed Dr. Todd. Charity was secretly relieved that Mackenzie had not discovered the real truth. Instead of correcting him, she went along with his theory and admitted that she had murdered Caitlin. Mackenzie later approached Sarah and claimed that he knew what had happened to Dr. Todd. Sarah refused to say anything because she was determined not to expose the truth. Once Sarah realized that Mackenzie had reached the wrong conclusion, she listened as he warned her to stay calm. He explained that the police could notice something unusual in her behavior and eventually realize that she was concealing information. With suspicion continuing to grow, it may only be a matter of time before their carefully constructed story finally falls apart. How long can Charity and Sarah keep their secret hidden? Emmerdale airs on weekday evenings at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to stream from 7 a.m. via ITVX and YouTube.